organization profile, and change management analysis. Community access television's transition to a digital media environment. To provide an outlet for freedom of expression and community awareness for all local citizens, community building through media, community outreach, training community members, programming a channel, and protecting First Amendment rights as citizens. The structure is City Council appoints telecom board members, the CAT board oversees CAT TV, the communications director oversees the cable administrator. It's inclusive because some see the channel as an outlet for anyone to use to communicate, while others want it to have a more professional look and better quality than some individuals in the community are able to create. The leadership and structure of CAT is human resource oriented. It's inclusive, culturally diverse, basic to advanced technical media training, and helping people acquire jobs and crossing the digital divide. This transition is a good example of how one person can make a difference in the complete direction of a change process.
Initially, there were just a small handful of us crying in the wilderness and nothing was happening. Again, it goes back to this one individual who formed a committee, and the committee was the telecom board, the CAT board, CAT producers, people within CAT. It was a diverse group of people. I think there were about a dozen of us. And at that point, it was very collaborative. But again, I feel like it had a lot to do with the leadership of this one woman who formed the committee and had the power within the city to be able to form the committee and make this happen.
Reasons for making the change: external pressure. The Alliance for Community Media's quarterly journal, the Community Media Review, showed CAT it needed to keep up with the changes in technology or become obsolete. The cable administrator, Marvin Hilton, originally had complete authority to make purchases. He was not just skeptically opposed on a rational basis. He would not develop user requirements, and the users fondly referred to him as the little man behind the curtain. High involvement management was put into action when Mayor Dan Cootie delegated the communications director full authority over the budget and to create an equipment committee. Strategy to overcome resistance included enforcing the telecommunications ordinance, developing that equipment committee where decisions were based on input from staff and users. Strategies to communicate and sustain the change included document updating, monitoring, and showing significant increases in CAT stats from the year 2006 to 2007. What could have been done differently? Well, implementation excluded the PC format, and leaders should have encouraged people that had fear of technology to try the new systems.
In midstream, after I'd been producing a lot of TV and was really wanting to focus on the creative and the environmental and political aspects of it, to suddenly have to stop and kind of go back to school for 6 months and learn how to use stuff all over again, that's challenging. I reached the point where it takes me a long time to learn things, and I really needed my own personal equipment because a few hours a day was not really going to be enough for me to get it and get it well. And now, as far as this analog to digital thing, I've reached a new level where every time I hear the word upgrade, I cringe and want to run screaming the other way, because it feels like at this point there's a trend where we have become so obsessed with technology that all of a sudden media has become about technology, not about communicating our music or our viewpoints or our creativity or whatever it is that we were doing. Suddenly I found myself not able to do creative television. It was just all about fiddling around with equipment, to the point now where I'm ready to just go live in the woods. I'm sick to death of new technology, and they think it's so cool to be moving it so fast, and I'm to the point where I'm kind of bored with it, because it just seems like if you're spending all your time examining all the bells and whistles of the new dishwasher and never washing the dishes, we've totally lost sight of expressing ourselves.
After the rollout, users were trained and mastered the new systems. The new decision-making process made it possible for user requirements to be implemented, allowing a complete conversion from analog to digital. Most users were quick to get on the final cuts, and rather than calling the suites 1, 2, and 3, and after spending so much time on the change process, they called them the Marriott, the Hyatt, and the Hilton in remembrance of our resistor. We went through the 5 P's of the change process. However, the democratic decision-making process that proved to be effective in this change went by the wayside when a new mayor and city administration took over.